This happened about a year ago, last summer. I'm 20 now, but I was 18 at the time, and I am a girl. I used to live in a small town that gets very hot during the summer, about 95 or 100 degrees Fahrenheit every day. I went to my local Walmart to do some light shopping and pick up a pair of flip-flops. As I was in the shoe aisle, I noticed an older guy, probably in his late 30s or early 40s, standing there too. My town has a good amount of drug users, and he appeared to be one of them. When he saw me, he started to say really gross sexual things to me. I'm used to being catcalled and experienced this sort of thing, so I just ignored him and picked out a pair of shoes and continued with my shopping. He follows me down a few more aisles and then stops following me. After I pay for my things, I leave out the exit of the shop towards the parking lot. The Walmart is part of a strip mall with other stores, so I start walking right towards the end of the strip mall to catch the bus back home. After walking about 20 seconds, I notice a man sitting next to a car in the parking lot, talking to somebody in it. He sees me and breaks away from the car and begins to head in my direction. I continue walking right and he begins to walk parallel to me in the road, about 10 feet away, still yelling really gross things to me. At this point, this is more than just creepy comments in the store. He's outright following me. I noticed that I was approaching the entrance to a John's Incredible Pizza, a kid's pizza and play place here in California. So I run to the doors and make my way inside. I told the girl at the counter that there was a guy following me outside, and asked if I could stay inside for a few minutes until he was gone. She let me, and also sent 2 male workers to walk all the way around the store to see if they could find him. They didn't, so I decided to stay about 10 minutes before I left to go to the bus stop. When I got to the stop, there were 2 women there who, when I told them what happened, promised to stay with me and talk to me to keep me company. So creepy guy who followed me through a parking lot, let's not meet again. This situation was also the day I decided I really needed to buy a can of pepper spray for my purse. Protect yourselves. When I was 10, my father, older sister, and I went to Walmart. My sister and I liked to wander alone in stores, so my father had invested in 3 walkie-talkies. I was by myself, walking through the bedding section because I was getting a new bedspread. I was looking intently at one when I felt like I was being watched. I looked over to the beginning of the aisle, and a large man in overalls and dirty brown hair was just looking at me. I decided to walk the other direction and speed walk to the pet section, asking my father through the walkie-talkie where he was. He didn't answer. I made it to the dog food and was happily next to another shopper when he walked by the aisle. Thinking he didn't see me, I let out a sigh of relief. I asked my father again where he was, but again no answer. I felt like things were safe when I turned around and this man was at the end of the aisle, standing there. I quickly walked away, with the plan to head to the customer service desk to ask them to call my father. As I walked, parallel to me, this man was matching my steps, keeping me from reaching the front of the store. I changed directions, trying to lose him. In my 10-year-old mind, I thought running to the bathroom would be safe. I ran in and hid in a stall. I heard his footsteps as he entered and saw his shoes below the stall's door. Then I heard an angry woman's voice say, "Hey, get out of here, pervert." The woman knocked on the stall's door and asked, "Are you okay?" I opened it and hugged her and started crying. I told her everything, and she walked with me, holding my hand to the customer service desk. She waited with me until my father showed up. I told him what happened, and despite the lady verifying it, he didn't believe me. My boyfriend is in a band, and my sister and I always go to the gigs. He lives in a small city outside a larger city that he always plays in, and we were heading to his house afterwards. My sister and I decided it would be funny to buy him a card, like a child's birthday card, and scratch half out to make it fit for the first gig of the year. We go to Walmart, and as soon as we get inside, we are followed by two men, both in their mid to late 20s. My sister and I are 18 and 20, respectively. I've been followed in places before, and it's always an uncomfortable experience, so we try to lose them. We eventually do. After fast walking through random aisles for 10 minutes, we buy the card and some snacks and head back out to the car. We sit in the parking lot for a bit as we scratch out what we wanted on the card and start to head over to my boyfriend's house. But the guys were watching us from across the parking lot and peel across it to follow us out. At this point, I notice, and I'm really freaking out. My boyfriend's house is not on a busy road, so I know they're not just happening to go the same way. I call my boyfriend about halfway to his house. The two guys following us very closely. I explain to him what's happening, so he comes outside and waits for us on his porch. We pull into his driveway and stay in the car for a minute. The two guys drive by really slowly, then speed down the street. My sister and I go inside, really shaken up. We notice for the next half hour or so, the guys drive by several times, each time really slowly. We lock the doors and windows and pull all the blinds, and that night, we all slept in the living room. So, creepy Walmart guys who decided to follow us home, let's not meet.